Okay, YouTube, I'm back with part 2 of, I named it Good versus Evil, Trump versus Hillary. And, where I left off, I was talking about a conversation I was having with this girl that I started to have feelings for a little bit. And she wasn't a Christian, and this is where I left off. We were talking about absolute truth and God. So she was saying that there was absolute truth, but our feelings determine everything. Everything is feelings. And see, I know better than that because I'm a Christian, and I'm not trying to demean anybody's. She's smarter than me, maybe. Like, I'm not dumb, but I've done a lot of work to learn the things I've learned, so I'm not the smartest person. So, I mean, if I can do this, if I can learn things, then you can too. Anybody can. But what I'm saying is, like, logically, you cannot have truths that contradict, then they wouldn't be true. I mean, one of them wouldn't be true at least, maybe both. So, okay, so, I mean, she came at it from a point of view where I was attacking her, and that happens a lot with me, and it might be my fault, but in some situations, I have come across as a little bit arrogant, maybe. I know what I know is true, and that might sound arrogant to some people, but I do know that the Bible is true, and it is the Word of God, the creator of this universe and everything we have. But to an atheist, that sounds like ridiculous, you know? So I said to her, I'm like, well, so do you know everything? And she said yes. And I was like, you want to take that back? Like, I wasn't trying to make her feel stupid. Like, I really wasn't. And I was just saying, I was trying to make a point, but she said yeah. She was kind of being stubborn at that point. And I get it, okay? I could be the same way. But she did. She said, okay, yeah, I guess I don't know everything. So I'm like, isn't it possible that God exists and you just don't know it? And she said no. And she was kind of saying how God is just like something to make people feel better. I was trying to explain to her how God actually, it makes me feel worse knowing God exists since I've been a Christian, because I haven't been able to live up to God's standard, and it actually, hurts me like that. I'm not setting the example for my daughter that I should, or whatever I'm doing wrong. I've had a lot of struggles, and I've overcome a lot, but I still have a lot. We all have a long way to go. But so, she was just very defensive and very, she, at one point, I didn't know what a word she said meant, and it was a word that I'm not the best at English or vocabulary, so I was honestly asking her, what does that mean? And she thought I said, you don't know what that means. And so that's where she was coming from, she was very defensive, and I was like, no, I don't know what that means. like, really, what does that mean? And then she understood. But, so, it's hard when you like somebody and then you have to, God tells you what God says to that. I know God tells us that we need to be equally yoked, and I know why He tells us this, because He wants to save us. He wants to save our souls, first of all, and I mean, it could be detrimental to our souls to be with somebody that's an atheist. I see my mom's marriage. My mom was married before she came to Christ, and my dad never has. And it's very hard on her, and I don't want that. I've been in a Christian relationship, only one since I've been a Christian. I've been a Christian for 4 years. I haven't even been in a relationship for like 3 years, because I want to be with a Christian, and actually, I really wanted to make my life. I wanted to be able to take care of God's daughter that He would give me as a wife, And I figure, once I get my life in order, God will, provide me with a wife if that's His will. So I haven't been looking or anything, and I've kind of been avoiding, honestly. And maybe I shouldn't do that, but I've just been not looking at all. And, but I've been lonely. I mean, I was in a relationship for 8 years, starting at 17 to, 8 years from then. I have a 9-year-old daughter right now, and I just want her to see an example of a loving Christian relationship really bad, because I've seen Christians I know that have awesome family lives, and okay. And I just want that for my daughter. Okay, so now I'm going to get into the debate. It actually came to, I went back there, and, I was hanging out, because a lot of my friends hang out there too. So I was there hanging out there, and, we were just talking, and she was getting really defensive this time. I don't know. She doesn't understand. I understand. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I'm not good. And I'm not saying it to put myself down, but she thought, I was trying to put myself down. I wasn't. I'm a sinner, okay? And we all are. And then if I would have said that, I would have been putting her down. I didn't. I texted her after I left and told her what I meant, about everything. Just to clarify. But, so we start talking about things, different things, I don't know how we got on the subject, but we got on the subject of Hillary Clinton. And I was talking, there was another guy in the room, and he was talking to me about it, and I was saying, talking about the emails, scandal, the WikiLeaks, everything that's come out, and she kept making excuses for Hillary, and I'm like, she's like, you don't know what it's like to be in public office, you don't know, she's doing this so that she can get higher up in power to help people, and I'm like, no, that's not what's going on with Hillary. And even if that's not how you do it. You don't cheat and steal and just bribe, and you don't break the law to get in power to help. That's contrary. She shouldn't be allowed to run. Donald Trump is right. She is a criminal, and she should not be allowed to run for president. And she was just very upset, and I have a feeling that she's very feministic, even though she's very She doesn't seem like it on the surface. I've just known some third wave feminists, you could call them, and that are very, very anti say anything bad against a woman. And I had nothing. It wasn't because Hillary was a woman. It's because Hillary is the most corrupt person that has ever run for office in America, as far as I know. Especially, definitely president. So, and I have a problem. Like, I mean, even the other kid in there, he was agreeing with me. I was talking with Dima. I've gone and studied Dima, so like I'm telling her like all the stuff that's come out, all the stuff that she's done, and she's like, just keeps making excuses. Well, you don't know what it's like to be in her shoes. I'm like, I know that an elected official cannot use her office to make money. The Clintons started out with no money when they got into public office. And, even a president makes, what, $250,000 a year? Maybe it went up a little. But there's no way they could have made $100 million just in public office. Probably going to have to make it part 3. And I'll try to wrap it up quick. So she's been using the Clinton Foundation to kind of launder money. First of all, she's been in order to get, a meeting with the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton from the United States, you could be bumped up to the top of the list if you had Bill go and make a speech for you and get paid, and it would go to the Clinton Foundation, as a charitable donation. And, and then she'd meet with you right away. And the people that didn't do that, they're kind of just waiting, which is totally unethical, totally illegal. And so she's committed so many crimes, and that's nothing. The email scandal, we all see it. She broke the law blatantly. Anybody else would have been in jail, no questions asked. I mean, they would have been indicted and prosecuted, and that's it. I mean, but she just got away scot-free and was allowed to run for president, even, So, I mean, imagine Donald Trump did some of the stuff she did. Imagine Donald Trump was a lawyer and got a rapist off that he knew was guilty, which is illegal. If you're a lawyer, yes, you have client privilege, but you cannot knowingly I should brush up a little bit on my law, but I'm pretty sure you can't. If you committed the crime, if the lawyer knows, I'm pretty sure they have to report it, if they find out. And she was laughing about it, and this girl was in a coma. She was 12 years old in a coma for 5 days. And, just nasty stuff, like Trump said in the debate. This is a nasty woman. I honestly think she's demonically possessed, and it's going to sound crazy to a lot of people, but to the Christians out there, you know what I'm talking about. And that's where I wanted to get to my final point about the Illuminati and what they're trying to do with divide and conquer. I mean, the Russians. Okay, so how ridiculous is it? I'm going to stop this video right here and make my final point, and then part 3, and then we'll be done. Subscribe and share and like. I know I'm not great at making videos. I'm not great at getting out the point, especially when I don't write it down, but